Nebraska Spring. He wants to talk about LSU. He wants to know about the West Conference champs.
I want to hear about it.
10 wins last year.
Mm-hmm.
QB Daniels went 10 for 11, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Nussmeier went 5 for 8 for 140.
Oh, I know. I heard he looked great.
2 touchdowns. The freshman quarterback, Collins, come in. He did throw a pick 6 to a guy that's really good. I'll mention him in a minute. But this freshman, Ricky Collins, QB, was trained and played at high school for Reuben Randall.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you LSU people, you know who Reuben Randall is.
Right.
Wide receivers, number 2 on your jersey, number 1 in your hearts. Kyron Lacey put a big old fat. Uncle Matt said,
Heard he's going to be great.
Circle that. This cat can catch it, kick it, throw it.
What is he? Is he a receiver?
Yes.
Kyron Lacey.
Had 4 catches for almost 100 yards. Had a 70-yard touchdown catch. This guy, the Smith guy at Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Marion Smith. Reminds you a lot of him.
Yeah, he's an athlete. This guy can play football. Tight end number 83, Jackson McGowan. Pretty good. They're going to be tight end. Everybody's kind of getting this tight end thing in.
Yeah, boy, Alabama threw a lot to tight end. We'll get into that later.
They did. Georgia did too.
Yes.
And number 11, check, Brian Thomas. He is a junior. LSU. He had 3 catches for 66 yards. Check, Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, and he was good last year.
3 for 35. He only had 3 catches. How they catch the ball, how they move.
But, yeah, he made great catches.
So he's number 8 on the jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Running back, they had 86 yards rushing. None of these teams run the ball a lot in the spring game.
No, and they have a hard time running it.
Yeah, because the defense is ready. Because they've been seeing his plays for weeks.
Yes. That's why nobody rushes.
That's why we say it's just a spring game, Lou. Because this team has seen it. Now, does that mean that your tailback can't shine? And you can see, because I can judge with these 4 eyes. Maybe your 4 eyes don't work as good. Obviously, they don't. But if he cleans the wanted off of them or the boogers out of them, I don't know if the cigarette smoke's clouded his vision in his room where he can't see good anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But you can watch a player jump, juke, read the line, and how they accelerate and decelerate in the hole to tell if they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah, yes.
I didn't see that at Georgia. I didn't see the tailbacks make any outstanding plays at Georgia. They just don't look that great to me.
See, I thought McClellan, only had 37 yards. I thought he looked good.
Hayes
You translate that. He only had 64 yards. What I'm saying is you're not going to rush for a lot of yards in the spring game.
Justice is the guy. He moves fast.
Yeah, Justice Haynes, yes.
And Miller looked good too. And Noah Kane, number 21, LSU, is his senior tailback. He looked really good. And number 45, another big style running back, Hall. This guy's a thick guy, fullback style guy. But John Emery, he's got some trouble with his grades. So we're going to have to try to work on him and get him in. Defensively, for your LSU Bengals, linebacker freshman, number 40, Whit Weeks. Had a pick 6.
Okay.
I like him.
Weeks?
Yep, he looked pretty good. Cornerback Chris Hilton. This guy's knocking them down. He's a lockdown corner. And the other guy, I'll take a kid from 2 teams that I do and highlight them, and we'll get into them.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Swinson, former Oregon Duck, Pac-12 Lineman of the Year. And
wow.
For Quad A, Georgia High School.
Well, heck, that's bigger than being the college lineman for the year, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Being a Georgia High School Player of the Year.
All right, and this high school player and co-defensive player of the year from Douglas County, player of the year in the county.
Wow. 3
sacks, 10 tackles against LaGrange, and against Sandy Creek, he had 7 tackles, 2 sacks, and 4 for a loss. Brandon Swinson.
So he's a stud.
Yeah.
That's a good question for a Georgia fan.
Chapel Hill, Quad A.
Benton, is it better to be a college player of the year or a Georgia high school player of the year?
That's pretty close.
That's pretty close.
That's a toss-up.
So he's a good one.
Linebacker. Keep an eye out for him. Swinson.
Swinson.
He come from Oregon. He played Oregon for 2 years.
I want to see what he did in Oregon while you're doing
He
that.
was he had 72 tackles for both seasons he played, and 30 of them were for 30 for loss
Oh
and
my gosh.
30 for loss and 12 sacks. That was his 2 years at Oregon.
Wow.
But he's from Chapel Hill, Georgia. So we play at Chapel Hill High School. It's Douglas County. Where's this?
I'm not sure. I've never heard much about Chapel Hill.
Jeff Anderson. Where is Douglas County? Is that around your area? Carrollton quarterback got a dual offer from LSU this week.
Sophomore, Brandon Swinson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good looking. And to finish that off while he's looking that up, they did tie 32 all at LSU. Coach Kelly's doing a fine job. And their punting looked very good. Punting looked good at LSU. That's some LSU breakdown. I think they have a good crew. Lacey, number 2, is a dude. And the Ricky Collins, he's their third string guy. Nussmeier looked good. He moved around the pocket well. He kept his eyes and his head downfield. And Daniels is going to be as advertised. This guy can play football, and he will definitely be on the short list for the Heisman.
Well,
my opinion.
Let me say something here, and I'm not the only one that knows this. You know it too. They're set. Nussmeier's a good backup. He may be the best backup in the SEC.
Yeah,
he's not better than Daniels, but he's a good ball player.
He is.
I'm surprised. He may move on if he don't. He may stay this year.
He's better than Simpson and Vandergriff or
he's a fantastic backup.
Or the other guy.
You know, he came in that one game and threw for 200 yards and like a half.
I think from watching just what we've seen,
Simpson's not bad.
I would take Nussmeier looked better to me than Beck.
Yeah, Nussmeier's good. Nussmeier's good.
If Georgia could get him, if he transferred to Georgia, Beck would be over there counting the water cups.
No, I think he is.
I think he just looked better right now.
Right.
If they win a national championship, that's going to depend on that Georgia defense.
Yeah. Yeah, well, now I know the Georgia fans I've talked to, which most of these Big Mike, they like him. So
I'm not a Bobo fan. And
they think he's going to be fine.
Benton knows that.
Right.
I just don't like I know they had the most scoring offense they ever had at Georgia when Bobo was. Yeah, but they had freak players.
Yeah, they did have some good ones.
Yeah, we talking about Murray and
what was it? No Sean
Stanford and them.
Oh, Gurley, yeah, Sean Marino.
Come on. But now the A-Day game, beautiful sunny day.
Beautiful.
About 60,000 people there.
Hot. Yeah.
We was packed in tight. We got there about an hour before. We come in, we sat down on the fence and looked at some and people coming on off. A lot of players were there from high schools, visiting for the weekend. Bama did have the number 1 recruiting class, one of the best classes they have ever had.
Right.
A lot of kids there on sidelines, and the pom poms were shaking, and the field was green. And Coach Saban come out in his typical blue uniform,
right.
And as Milroe takes the field,
I didn't think he looked bad. You want to hear some stats from me?
What was the?
Well, he rushed for about 50-something yards. He was 19 for 37, which I know that's not a great percentage, for 245 yards. Had 300 yards of offense. Simpson was 12 of 26 for 155. Haynes stole the show with 64 yards, 3 touchdowns. Malik Benson was the leading receiver with 5 catches for 70 yards. MVP, Malachi Moore, they kept blitzing him off the corner, and he kept sacking the quarterback. Looked great. I thought Kool-Aid looked great.
Yeah.
Caleb Downs.
Freak.
Campbell. We thought Campbell looked good.
I like watching Campbell play. He reads the play. He don't try to just play the play. Football guys, I know Uncle Lou, he knows everything. He don't just read the play, he plays the ball. You know what I'm saying? He knows, he feels, he has a good feeling of where the ball is at.
Yes. I thought that Bond looked fantastic.
Very good. Very good.
The tight ends, all the tight ends.
And they all caught the ball. Now, 16 misses that we talked about there.
Right.
4 of those were overthrown.
Right.
Or underthrown.
Right.
Or 5. And the rest of them were drops.
Well, let's see.
The receivers dropped balls.
They dropped them. I did not think Burton looked good, but again, it's a spring game, guys. It's just a spring game. So what?
The meaning of it's just a spring game, so what? We can say, well, he dropped some passes because
we'll work on that.
We mean, as in if you've coached the game or been around it, those are things you can work on.
Right.
Now, just that saying don't mean that then we can't come back in the next sentence and say, however, I did like this kid's play.
Yes.
I did like Justice Haynes. Tell us about him.
Yeah, Justice Haynes, 64 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's just a bowling ball, man. I like Miller, too. Jam Miller.
Yep. We like how he runs.
They called his name out several times.
We like how he reads the blocks.
I like McClellan. Alabama's, and you said it yourself, they got Roydell Williams. They got Haynes.
Yeah, Haynes is the guy.
McClellan, Miller. They're loaded at running back.
Yep.
And
they got the best. They got the best running backs in the conference
as a whole group.
Yep.
Yes. Now there may be a better running back. Judkins is probably a better back than any of them.
Maybe.
But the other three behind him
are not close to Miller or Roydell.
Right. And Roydell's a good back. I don't know. I didn't see what the other people saw, and I'm not being a homer. I mean, the secondary looked fantastic. How many deep balls did they break up?
Yes, Benton. That'll be. You come on. Anytime. Yeah, you can give us your break on that. We'll enjoy that. I'd have Benton come on every week with us. He didn't care. I like him.
When's he coming on?
He come on next week. Come on and talk about Georgia spring game.
But I did think that that secondary looked fantastic. Moore, McKinstry, and that Terry and Arnold, they look good. You know, so we're knocking the quarterbacks. I read an article today that says
okay.
Quarterbacks played poorly.
I don't know about poorly,
but no, they didn't. Out of the 32 misses, I bet half of them were deep balls, and the corners they're good. Kool-Aid's good.
Yeah, that's what the people are missing is these guys, and then Story, can't forget about him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Christian Story from Linnea. This guy played 2A ball, guys. He's going to start for Alabama.
He had an interception, just a fantastic play on the ball, and the pick that he did throw down there close to the goal line. Mm-hmm. He just made a play on the ball.
I didn't see the terrible play, and the interception Milroe threw. One of them was a heave.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
At the end of the half. So what?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the big deal? They didn't even return it.
Right. He did what the coach asked him to do.
Yeah.
Because what we need to remember, and it's in spring, coaches are practicing. If you know drag racing, this is what we call test and tune. You go on Thursday night, you take your race car, you get things ready, you work out the bugs. Do I need to bump the timing? Do I need to turn the timing down? How's the tires? What's my wheel speed off the line? And you get ready to go race. Spring games is to prep the tire pressure. Let's see what's going on under the hood, and then we'll work on the car for a few months, and then we'll turn it loose come September.
Right. Well, I will say this. Forget the throwing. Dude, Milroe can get out of sacks and run all day.
And that may be what nods him towards him being a starter.
And I just didn't think Simpson looked bad. I mean, dude, he had if Burton had caught that one ball, that might have been an 80-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he threw that rolling out under pressure.
Mm-hmm. I think he's as good as advertised. Are we blown away by Alabama? Did we picking them to win the national title? No. But we thought they looked good.
I think they put together a good team.
They look just as good as Georgia. Yeah. And I think Bama's D-backs are
good.
They get the check over Georgia. Alabama gets the checks over running back than Georgia. Mm-hmm. Georgia's quarterback's going to get the check because they've been there for 6 years. Mm-hmm. All of them. I mean, I'm just kidding, but O-line's a little better. Check. So O-line and quarterback, Georgia.
D-line, probably Georgia.
Running backs and defensive backs and linebackers, I'm going with Bama.
I like Bama's secondary.
Campbell,
I think it's going to keep them in games.
Blackshear, Johnson. Mm-hmm. All names to keep eyes on. They played good at linebacker spot. Safety, the Pope kid had a big hit against Burton.
Oh my gosh. The
Pope kid was somebody to keep. He had a good spring game. Mm-hmm. And you're going to see them during the regular season. Maybe not. There's some guys out.
Yeah,
guys. There's some players out.
I think Story's going to get a lot of time.
Yes, he played at a small one red light town, big as Gadsden. Big as Leesburg, maybe.
It's Leesburg size.
Yes. Quarterback Holstein and Longeren. What do you think about that?
I like Longeren. Holstein, I like him the least. But, let's just be honest, he's probably their fourth string.
He just.
And more than likely they won't get to him, but you got to admire him. I mean, he's out of Alabama.
He's out of D1 college.
Out of D1 college.
Most decorated college football team there.
Now, he came in and chunked one first play. Deep.
Yeah.
They threw a lot of deep balls.
They're doing it for the coaches want to see what are you going to do when you got 70,000 bearing down on you. How do they?
Tap back.
How do they respond? So how did Longren and Holstein? Milrow has played some, started some.
Yeah, 2
Simpson,
games. None.
Simpson's not really. How are they going to respond when the lights are on and people are hollering? That's what spring football is about.
Right. I think they'll be all right. I do like their running backs. I like their receivers. I like their secondary. Dupree's going to be pretty good.
Just as good as advertised.
Got the best kicker around.
Special teams punting, no, it's terrible. Punting was garbage.
Yeah.
It was as bad as Colorado's.
Right.
I wouldn't want to
You
punt.
wasn't impressed with the punting.
After he punted that twice, Saban should have said, "No,
Yep.
we're not punting no more." You're
Got
terrible.
2 good punt returners,
Oh yeah,
Kool-Aid and Bond.
they'll be.
What do you think Bond's going to have a breakout year?
They'll tear it up, and they're going to be. They're going. And I know Uncle Lou's high on Georgia, but if you got a guy that's 4'7", that's breaking that's breaking long kickoff returns, the Muse kid, he's 4'7".
Mm-hmm.
He's breaking long. Your special teams is not good, and Bama's don't look a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Special teams, Georgia, Bama, y'all need to work.
Matt, quickly, and I'll move on from this game. This is the awards given out to the Alabama players during the spring. Headhunter Award, Caleb Downs, who we talked about, and Tyler Booker. The back of the spring award was given to Roydell Williams and Haynes. Receiver award, Bond and Kendrick Law. We did see Law. Law's going to have a tough time getting in that rotation,
Yes.
but we did see him.
The linebacker rotation at Bama, from Campbell and Blackshear, that's impossible.
Yeah.
How's the coach going to get them in?
I don't know. There's too many. O-line award, J.C. Latham, which is not a
Yeah.
shock, and Darian Dalcourt.
Dalcourt.
DB award was Kool-Aid and
Of course.
Terry and Arnold. Linebacker award, Jahad Campbell and Q Robinson.
Yep.
And the D-line award was Jaheim Otis and Tim Smith, who start. But it's not, some of these guys don't start. Campbell and Robinson do not
I
start.
know. Blackshear was good too. He don't.
Blackshear don't. It's supposed to be Lawson and Braswell and Turner.
These guys and
These guys look good.
you got Story. We keep bringing his name up. I know a lot, but where are they going to fit in?
Now, I think he's supposed to be the free safety.
And Kool-Aid's going to play
Kool-Aid and
corner.
Arnold are going to be the corners. Malachi's going to be like that nickel back.
We'll have a Benson and Pope come in on a package for a dime.
Probably, yeah. Whatever that. More probably going to be that position that Branch played, kind of a
Roman.
linebacker. Yeah,
He'll roam. He'll walk down. Or
right.
pull back.
Because they kept bringing him. He got the MVP. So I think he's going to take Branch's spot. I don't really know how they run defense. I mean, I know they got 4 deep. And then they got that 5th DB where they can drop him if it's passing down or rushing, which was what Branch was.
Yep.
And but linebacker, that's going to be a battle. So you 2 that got your linebacker awards in the spring don't even start.
Well, that's a good problem to have. I would think. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
We don't know much. Uncle Lou's channel is way bigger than ours, and he knows way more than we do.
And this Caleb Downs, Caleb Downs is going to play this year.
What about Brooks? Do you like seeing him? It's his play for.
Oh, Jacoria, they didn't throw much to him, did they? No, but
he's
he's supposed to have a breakout year.
Assume that it's just because they've probably seen it at practice and they know what he's got. We want to see these other guys. How do they respond? Brooks is like, you're in, and we're going to throw to you a few times, but we want to see these other guys.
Okay, I got a message here. This is from a fan. This is what it looks like, Matt. If they started right now, it would be Arnold and Kool-Aid at corner, Malachi Moore and Story at the safeties, and this other DB, this nickel back type that Branch played, would be Downs.
Bama D-backs check over Georgia.
A freshman.
Or Ohio State. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah. But now linebackers, let me see what they said. Linebackers, Lawson, who I don't even think he played.
I don't think so.
Lawson, Turner.
Yeah, Turner wasn't even.
Braswell.
They were dressed on the sideline, maybe.
So the heavy hitters, according to this, the heavy hitters yesterday for the linebackers aren't the linebackers yet. They may win it. And the D-line's
I'm
already.
telling you, Blackshear and Jefferson they look like they read the ball well.
Yes, Justin Jefferson. We heard his name a lot.
They shot gaps. When things will try to get stretched, when Haynes or McClellan or Roydell will try to stretch those
Right.
and bounce those ends and pull down, man, they attack the ball. and that's what I'm saying. You can analyze the game and say it's just a spring game, but you can still watch a player how they pursue the football. Spring is for time for these second team guys to get in and play.
And they look
the
good.
Coaches want to see how they react. You're not the starter, but do you want it? I need another guy. I need a good second team guy.
Yeah. Well,
That's what those games. That's what these games are. And it's for the fans to come, and they can make a little money. They're gonna throw the ball a lot, just like Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan threw the ball a lot. They want fans to holler. That's what they want.
well, from what I read, Matt, all over the spring, Toa,
Terrible.
Deontay Lawson
Can't
will
stand
110% take his spot.
Yeah, Toa was bad. I didn't like him when he was
And
bad.
Lawson didn't even play yesterday.
He read plays wrong. And
So the main linebacker, the main two, Lawson and Turner. Well, I didn't ever hear their name yesterday. So these other guys got all the work. So the guys at linebacker that you saw yesterday might not be the linebackers this year. All right, so but the secondary you saw yesterday more than likely will be the secondary.
we're not picking. I don't think Georgia or Bama win the title.
No.
If we're going to pick
national
early,
title, no.
I don't see them as being.
I don't
see them as being national champs.
I guess it just depends on quarterback play.
They're spotty.
Yeah.
Georgia's quarterback, running game's not. It's not what.
Now their running back against are supposed to be good. You said they didn't play though, right?
Yeah, I didn't see a lot. And their linebackers, D-backs, it's pretty shaky. It's going to be a lot of Bowers and McConkey and that style. How Bobo is he going to get McConkey? He's 5'10", 108 pounds. How's he going to?
Right.
He involves him, and how he involves him, he's successful.
Yes. Yes.
So, and against who they play, Piggly Wiggly Meat Department and Cornwall Tech, they'll probably be okay. They're not going to be hurt.
Cornwall's got a good team.
They'll get to the playoffs unscathed.
You got about 12 All-Staters on that Cornwall squad.
That trip to Knoxville is going to be a hard one.
Yeah, that'll be tough for them. That'll be tough.
And I went over them last week. I thought their spring game, Nico looked lost, but
well, he's not going to be their
right there at high
quarterback
school.
anyway. So.
Yeah, Milton is.